Raw Vegan Debunks Veganism. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Check this out. You're probably looking at the title, listening to me say what I just did, and you already know what I'm gonna say. Perhaps you already said it yourself in the past, but check this out. There's this whole idea that a lot of these vegans are failing because they went raw vegan for 3 days out of their 5-year journey. I exaggerate, but you get the point, right? All these people who even so much as tried raw veganism failed, at least in part, due to that, right? This is what vegans are saying. Now let me ask you this. Okay. Vegans themselves are admitting that we are ill-equipped to eat raw plant foods. We're not supposed to be eating raw plant foods. Now, yes, we've been cooking our food for quite some time, but not as long as we haven't been cooking our food, right? So we evolved eating raw foods for the most part. And you could eat raw meat all day, every day, 365, and you're going to be just fine. And, you know, if you do get sick, it's not the raw meat, but whatever bacteria that got on it, right? And obviously you could say the same about plant foods infected with E. coli or what have you. But if we are able to eat raw meat, and nothing but raw meat, and do just fine, and vegans themselves admit that you can't eat raw plants, nothing but raw plants, and be okay, you're gonna fail. Well then how the hell are we herbivores? How? Do you see a cow cooking its grass? Does the squirrel, which by the way is an omnivore, do you ever see that squirrel soaking its nuts? And I ain't talking about taking baths in the nearby creek, alright? Do you ever see these rodents soaking and cooking and blending and processing their nuts or grain or whatever the hell it is that they eat? Do you? Does the panda bear, which by the way science classes as a carnivore, go figure that one, right? Go science! Does that panda bear do anything to these bamboo leaves before it eats them? No. But these clowns, these vegan clowns, while at the same time they're pushing this idea that we are herbivores, laughable idea, will also tell you that you can't do veganism right. I'm talking about the diet now. If you do not cook it, if you do not use the modern invention of fire, relatively recent invention. And just because they found evidence of this or that tribe in this or that area cooking their food, or perhaps starting to cook their food, I don't know, 100,000 years ago, that doesn't mean that every single human population did. And it's actually easy to understand how perhaps a lot of tribes, a lot of people on this planet didn't start cooking their food till just a few thousand years ago. How people primarily ate raw foods. So how are we herbivores? How is this herbivorous diet optimal for us if we cannot get away with eating this sort of diet? And this is according to vegans themselves. We cannot get away eating this diet without cooking and heavily processing all these plant foods. And how are all these plant foods, unprocessed plant foods, hurting us? Why is that? Is it perhaps because they're toxic? While meat, you're just fine eating it raw. I mean, let it rot and then eat it raw and you're still gonna be just fine. Why? Because plants are toxic to us and meat is not, which tells you what? At the very least, you should be able to understand this proves without the shadow of the doubt, and every single goddamn mother flowering vegan out there agrees that we are omnivores, sure, but definitely carnivorous omnivores. And if science calls the panda bear a carnivore, well, how am I wrong in calling the human being a carnivore? How? Them teeth and claws, though. Take it easy, everybody. Thanks for watching.